finals for week one of the Telstra Premiership. Qualifying final starts on Friday, September 13th. Friday the 13th. Unlucky for one of these teams.
Or Black Cats.
The Black Cats, Friday the 13th.
Mirrors breaking.
They'll be running out under ladders. This is all happening, Brian, at the foot of the mountain. The Panthers taking on the Roosters, second versus third. And the problem with this, the loser of this, if the Melbourne Storm get the job done, you would have to go to the grand final via Melbourne if they get it done, which you've got to go past Cronulla first. But it could be a very, very bad situation to be in for either the Panthers or the Roosters. Nathan Cleary returning, we think. The Roosters to welcome back Daniel Tupu and Dom Young. But once again, Justin Holbrook, who was with Jimmy today, had this to say on the possible return of Nathan Cleary.
Oh, look, I think either way they're going to be, really strong. They've dealt without him over the last couple of years and obviously never missed a beat. So, look, we're expecting him to play. And, look, he brings that. He controls the game for him, doesn't he? So they're definitely going to improve a lot, obviously, having their number one player and halfback back in the side. So, yeah, we understand it's going to be a really tough game out there Friday night. Look, they're finished above us, so they've earned the right to play the home final. But, we're looking forward to it.
It was interesting. We had Mitch Kenny on Matty's show last night, and I was having a yarn to him about how, the psyche, how they think. And he goes, look, when we get to a lead, we don't think about scoring any more points. We just want to defend the lead.
Yeah.
He said, then you have a look at the Roosters, and the Roosters just want to keep adding points and points and points.
This is Mitch Kenny saying
Mitch Kenny was saying, this was off air, just having a yarn to him about it. He goes, it's funny, we don't really score many points. We don't blow teams off the park very often. And I said, why is that? And he says, because we've just got it in our sort of mentality. If we get to a lead, it's just about kicking long and defence. We back our defence more than attack.
It doesn't look that hard. So the Melbourne Storm and the Panthers for 80 minutes, and who was saying it? They were saying that one of the Penrith players was saying, we just back our system. And actually they said that ahead of the grand final. Ivan Cleary said ahead of the grand final, boys, we back our system, and if a team's good enough to beat us with our system and us 100% bought into it, well, then they're too good and they win, we'll clap them.
Yeah.
But very few teams are. So
because they get frustrated.
They just, for 80 minutes, bore you to death just about.
Yeah.
And other teams can't help themselves. Someone's got an offload out the back or it hits the ground. They just commit to 80 minutes, don't they?
Yeah. No, it was a good insight into the way they think and how Nathan is just so stoic on kicking the ball long and chasing.
Yep.
You can imagine when we've played and stuff, you can see something on the outside.
Yeah.
And generally you command the ball because you could see something. Those good teams just have half. And when Freddie, towards the end of his career, and he got it in his mind about being a defensive sort of team, was just kicking on the third and fourth tackle.
Yeah.
Sometimes we kicked on the second tackle. And looking back on it now, it obviously worked, but you got to be in that mindset. Even if you see something.
That's right.
You've just got to just hold, and maybe that's why Penrith and Melbourne are so good at that. Maybe that's why the Roosters struggle against those teams, because they've still got that sort of we need to score points.
Well, that's the problem with the teams who have that sort of high risk at play. Like you might beat Melbourne on their day playing that way because it all clicks, but then you've got to go and do it against Penrith again.
Yeah.
Whereas their style can sustain back-to-back wins.
Yeah.
It's
consistency.
Melbourne take on the Sharks. This is a fascinating game, and it is far from a tap-in for Melbourne, let me tell you this. Sharks have a win down there already. I'm swimming against the tide here, but I reckon this Daniel Atkinson's an Iceman.
Isn't he?
He's just the Iceman.
Yep.
And he just...
doesn't affect him.
He would be in my starting side.
I agree. I know Trindle's a good player and I know Nico's a good player, but I cannot have both of them in front of him. So who are you putting at 7?
I'd go Nico.
I'd go Trindle on what I saw on the weekend.
Yeah, I've got to have Daniel Atkinson. You can take your pick on the other two. I just feel as though if you're going to win the comp, if you knew you won the comp, he was probably in the halves. That's my gut feel.
Okay, I feel the back rowers who Teague Wilton and Britton Nickera, who is flying at the moment, they appreciate Trindle.
Do you reckon?
The way he ball plays. That's how I feel.
But when you think about why can't the Sharks win the comp, Back three, enormous.
Yeah.
Centres, enormous. Back rowers, forwards, enormous.
Bench.
The hookers flying. They've just got to nail this halves position. That's the only thing I think that gives you some kind of, can they do it?
I feel that Nico plays sideways too much. He runs across field, and as a back rower, I feel their back rowers are more sort of. I think they find Trindle a little bit, and the way I see it, is he looks more reliable, and he's more of a natural ball player.
Yeah,
Trindle. I think
I
Nico sometimes forces it.
I'm Team Nico, but I'm definitely Team Atkinson. Okay, let's move on to this. The Cowboys and the Newcastle Knights. Knights are a chance here, Brian. I'm telling you, they are a massive chance.
Okay. Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah. If Kalen's fit,
what about
he could beat him by himself.
What about Mick Lukey?
Oh yeah, he was going okay.
How good
so
was he
the
going?
other bloke.
Yeah.
Nanai. And I tell you who was probably close to the best player of the field, Griffin Neame.
He was outstanding.
How good was he going?
Outstanding through the middle. So that game's going to happen it was going to be on Sunday, but it's moved back to Saturday night. The Canterbury-Manly game, which is on Sunday, that is 6th versus 7th. Western Webb for the loser. What's your crowd first?
Up there, Townsville.
No, sorry. That'll be a sellout, Townsville. Accor Stadium.
Accor Stadium.
Essien have got all the calls too, by the way. We've got all those 4 calls.
44.
Won't crack 50?
No.
Really?
44,000.
Really?
Yep.
Mate, they're talking maybe upwards towards 60.
I'm going 44.
Okay, NRL news update. You can save 50% on Bodie's protein water powder with 100% WPI exclusively at Chemist Warehouse.
Here we go. Around the grounds, please. Oh, not yet.
After the break, we're going around the grounds with the dancing man, Darren Brown.
Oh, Hovey.